And welcome. It is Wednesday already, the middle of the week. This week's going by fast. 84 degrees out at Rapides Regional Medical Center as we look north toward the Curtis Coleman Bridge. A few cumulus clouds out there. No rain out of that stuff for today. We'll call it mostly sunny or mostly clear. And we got, of course, dew point 66, 67 in Leesville. That's enough humidity to feel down here in this part of the world, even at this time of year. 85 degrees in Leesville, and likewise, we see a few cumulus clouds. We'll call it mostly clear in that direction. Satellite and radar, not much showing up here across our area. High pressure and control thing. You see a little energy across the northern portion of the country there, driving this front eastward into portions of the northeast. We see a little stalled front down in the Gulf of Mexico, and that's going to play a role in perhaps allowing something tropical or an attempted tropical system to develop down in that area. So a lot going on, but nothing major for us, do I see. All right, Futurecast. We'll play this out for the next couple of days. Going into Thursday morning, it's back to work and school. No issues, probably a mostly clear sky at that time. We may see a little bit of cloudiness come in from the southeast during the day. We'll see the first clouds east and south of us. And as we work into Friday, we'll still see some clouds, a little bit of an increase in clouds. And I think rain chances will begin on Friday as we see clouds continue to increase during the day. And I think some showers will develop, maybe perhaps even a thunderstorm or two. Friday evening football, well, I don't know, maybe a few games could be affected, but I think for the most part, things are going to be okay. Low temperatures tonight, this is a headline. I did this parish by parish and city by city. Average low tonight is 59 degrees. I did this so you can say, oh, it's going to be a pleasant start in the morning for Thursday, back to work and school. Typically, we're at 61, so that's only 2 degrees lower than what we typically are on an October 2nd morning. October 3rd, yeah, I'll correct myself on that. 54 in Winfield is one of the cooler readings I've got, and wind pairs 55 there in Natchitoches pairs. So that's among the coolest readings. I think about 53, 54 will do it for the cool side of the thermometer. On the warm side of the thermometer, about 62, 63 degrees. I do have a 62 for Opelousas, 61 for DeRidder, so we kind of get the pattern. This might be a little cool pocket up in this area and a little bit of a warm pocket down here. So that is the pattern that I see based on the front that came through today and the dew point readings that I'm anticipating coming in out of the north, transporting in some dry air in. Hurricane Kirk is out there, and luckily we see a 90-mile-per-hour storm, but luckily we're going to see that recurve and miss the United States, I think, as you see it curving back off to the northeast in 5 to 7 days. And of course, the Hurricane Center's got this making Cat 4 strength there, right out in the middle of the Atlantic. It'll be a shipping lane concern, but hopefully it doesn't look like any land masses are in the way. We do have a new tropical depression. It is number 13, 35 mile per hour, sustained winds 45 in gusts. This is expected to become a hurricane as it moves to the west-northwest and kind of starts recurving a bit later on in the period. In about 4 to 5 days, maybe even 3 days, we'll start that recurvature process. But we'll continue to watch this just in case it might try to do something in the Gulf or something like that, or the East Coast. And closer to home, this is still remaining. We've had this up for days, about a 30, 40, and 50% chance of something developing. This is going to be that complicated pattern that I was talking about. Remember, we're going to have that stalled front in the Gulf of Mexico. Many times this time of year, the Gulf, as you know, is still very warm. In fact, the warmest month of the calendar year over the Gulf of Mexico is September. So we're all just past that. We're only on the 2nd of October. So very early October, the water is still very warm out there. So that front and that environment can focus some development of a weather system that can develop into tropical characteristics there. Hurricane Center is kind of held steady with about a 40% here. I look for a little upper low across the Texas-Mexico area. Could initiate a stretched out area of low pressure in the western Gulf. We call that a trough. And then maybe some spot low, little circulation could move in out of the Caribbean, form down there or somewhere in the southeast Gulf and take over residents there in the eastern Gulf of Mexico. So trough here, possible low center here, and then a front across the northern Gulf. Spells a messy pattern down there, but reinforcing front, I believe, will keep this out of our forecast. Just a little moisture early in the period in the Friday, Saturday time frame. I think it's about all we get out of it. So summing it all up in your 7-day forecast, tomorrow, pretty warm day. We're around 90 for a high after a low of 59 for an average. I showed you that city by city. Friday, Saturday, got some rain chances, but they're not high. They're below 50%. In fact, I only got 30 and 20% there. Temperatures in the afternoon will cool down a few degrees, but the nights are going to be even more muggy. Look how we jumped from 59 to 68 and a 70 Saturday morning. Yeah, you're going to notice the higher humidity. And then the weekend, after Saturday, Sunday, pretty good day. Partly cloudy. Don't see any rain that day. We'll start to see temperatures have little change there. But a second front will kind of reinforce things into the Monday time frame. And notice that temperatures tumble just a bit. They're both during the day and during the night. And the headline is average a low of 60 Tuesday. It'll be a lot of 50s that morning. And then look at this, 56 Wednesday morning. I'd have to check, but that might be the coolest morning of the young fall season so far this year. All right, that's your 7-day forecast. We got more good weather than bad weather, I think, out of this. It looks like we'll watch the Gulf just in case something tries to develop, but I think these two fronts are going to keep it away from us. All right, take care. Nick Mix will be back with you in the morning, and I'll see you again sometime around 5:30 tomorrow in the PM.